Welcome back to the channel. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that last year I bought a wood boiler. And that's so I could heat this shop affordably so I can do all the cool projects that I still do on a budget. Here's the thing, I bought a wood boiler. I have a chainsaw that I don't even own. And I've been cutting wood and then borrowing a splitter to split the wood. As you can imagine, that's not really an ideal situation. And I wasn't sure how that boiler heat was gonna heat my 40x60 shop. And that worked out pretty well. There's a couple of things I need to do more, like adjust how my heat exchanger goes and seal up some garage doors. But one step closer, I needed a wood splitter. Now I purchased this wood splitter and this thing was $200 locally and it was pretty good shape. The hydraulics looked pretty decent and it was a previous light commercial use wood splitter that was rented by one of the local hardware stores. The problem is the motor was tired and it finally stopped running. The guy said he was burning oil faster than he could put it in it for the last 10 or 15 years. And finally, he had just had enough. When the motor stopped running, he was done with it. So we have an 8 horsepower flathead. I was going to go ahead and go to Harbor Freight and buy one of the larger 300cc engines and see if I could adapt that. The problem is this coupler bolt pattern is a little unique on this motor. And I don't really want to invest in a new coupler and pump setup. So I want to see if I can hopefully save this thing. It's been a while since I've rebuilt a flathead, but I'm going to try to do the quick and dirty on it, get it pulled apart, see what we need. Actually, the guy gave me all types of parts. It has multiple cylinder heads that he has. It came with a brand new piston and rod. Came with a manual on how to repair this thing. So I think that he was wanting to do it, but just never got around to it, or he had and it just didn't turn out well. So we're going to open it up and see how bad it is, and hopefully we can fix it. If not, maybe we'll be getting a new motor after all. I'd imagine, I don't know where the date codes are on these, but I would imagine that this thing has to be probably 30 years old or so. But everything about this, it had been well maintained. I mean, he just changed the filter on this in August and wrote it on there. He had the original owner's manual to the wood splitter, the manual for this, extra parts. So I'm gonna bank that it was well maintained and hopefully it's not as bad and the board's not shot when we open it up. Probably not, but we'll see. So I'm gonna do some movie magic. I'll time lapse this. I'm gonna get it all pulled apart and hopefully figure out it's not that bad. So I had a little bit of time to think about this in my sleep, evidently. And I actually sold my small engine spring compressor on eBay just last week. And then I ended up getting this thing. But I did go ahead and unhook this spring. I think I can still get it out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it in. I'm going to raise this valve up a little bit because I should be able to take it out. But there must be a burr on the back side of this valve that I can't get to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it up just like that. Put some valve grinding compound underneath of it. And then we'll spin it down, get the exhaust valve all the way open, and then we'll go ahead and lap it in. I'm a little disappointed because I didn't catch the footage of honing this. I thought I had this thing on record. I didn't, and it was pretty eventful. The hone broke, kind of got what I could. But let's check out the cylinder. So not fantastic. You can see a couple dark spots in there from cylinder wear. And over here on this far side, you can kind of see where that little ledge was. I think this thing's gonna be okay. If not, I guess we'll just buy a motor for it. We're not gonna be too invested in this. I ordered the gaskets on eBay. They were like 30 bucks. So with a piston and rod supplied, $30 in gaskets, we're gonna rebuild this for roughly 30 bucks and some cleaner. Anyways, okay, second ring's on. We want to make sure that we're clocking these so they're not lining up with gaps. Usually I like to do 180 and 180 or 90, 90, whatever we want to do. Next ring. Looks like it's symmetrical. So we're just gonna be able to put this on. Okay. Make sure that we have these gaps all off of each other. Okay, that should be good. What I'm looking at is this little hole right here, and I'm gonna make sure I align that up. So I put the new rod on, it's at least in the right orientation. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we're gonna need to glue up the cylinder a little bit here. This right here that comes with the rod is actually an oil slinger. We'll put that in real quick. And a couple of you guys will go, oh, Austin, I wouldn't have done that. That thing's never going to work. Yeah, it will. It'll be fine. Things are Briggs and Stratton. If you don't like what I did here, you should check out some other videos in it. I promise you, I do a better job on those. Okay, we need to figure out where the torque spec is. And luckily, he gave me an owner's manual for it, or a parts tree. So we'll see what we got here. Let's see, connecting rod, screw, torque, cast iron cylinder, 190 inch-pounds. That one's torqued. I have assembly lube on everything. We need to put a new seal in this timing cover. And I think I'm going to go ahead and assemble the head and everything first before I put the side cover on, because we need to be able to adjust this governor, which I have no clue how to do. Okay. So I left all of this together, and the reason was so I had somewhat of a clue on how it went back together. And this is where I can either read the manual to find out how to set the governor up, or get some bad information off YouTube. So I'm gonna check out YouTube and I'll be right back. Well, after about 10,000 YouTube videos, I think I might have it figured out. So this is the governor here. And long story short, get the side cover here, is if these weights get to spinning too fast, they kick out. Well, when they kick out, that peg moves up. When it moves up, it pushes this tab in, which when the tab pushes in, right now we're at wide open throttle. When the tab pushes in, it closes it. So that's basically how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this cover on and keep plugging away. I guess worst case, it doesn't work and I'll have to mess with the linkage while it's on the log splitter. Head's not all the way torqued on yet. As you can see, somehow I'm missing a bolt, and I'm not sure why. I'm extremely organized right now. I went ahead and fixed this wire, is what got caught in the flywheel before, and that's because he didn't have it sitting in this channel, which that's all right, accidents happen. I went ahead and fixed the wiring to the kill switch. That should be good to go. Should be able to slide the cover on now. Try to make sure that I don't get that wire caught up in there again. Believe it or not, I don't overhaul small engines very often. Last one I did was probably 7 years ago. Before that, it had to be almost 20. I mean, it's been a long time, so I'm hoping this works. I did notice I got a problem right here. This right here is a muffler bolt for a Briggs & Stratton on this thing. You can see how it's tapered down. Wish I didn't break the belt on my lathe because I would have made one of these. We have a problem. It's broke off flush in here, actually below deck height. I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can find for a muffler screw. I'm gonna button this up and hopefully we'll be able to throw it onto there. so here's the deal. I let my excitement get the best of me. The thing does run, and it runs great and splits wood great. Already got some split. But this thing starts hard. I mean, I've had to use the drill, and after it was running for a while and I've tried to start it again, and now it's starting to backfire a little bit. So something with either the coils not quite set right, or maybe the vapor locks a little bit. I don't know. So we've let it cool down. I'm hoping it's going to start again. We'll see. Maybe not. We'll give it a shot though. So that'd be the choke. I don't know if we need to give it some throttle. It has throttle on it. Switch is on. It really just needs to cool down. Yeah. That started easy enough. Heck yeah. I paid $200 for the splitter. I actually paid $300 technically because it came with this 6-way splitting attachment, which works out slick as long as it's a right size piece of wood. Now, I had $27.80 in gaskets to rebuild this, borrowed a hone, and about 2 cans of brake clean. Thing runs real good, splits great. Let's go ahead and put a piece on here and split it up. Let's have a little fun, see if we can't get a few more pieces out of this. Perfect. 6 pieces of wood right there. So there you have it. $200 wood splitter and $27 worth of gaskets. We now have a wood splitter for, I'll say, roughly $350 because I bought an attachment for that wood splitter as well, which works out pretty slick as long as it's a good piece of wood. All this wood I get from friends that have timbers. These were down from storms or falling over, and it would be rotten anyways. So it's really just a cost-effective way to utilize my wood boiler to heat the shop, to do all the automotive projects that I want that you guys have been watching. And believe it or not, this thing wasn't even found on Marketplace. I used the good old Craigslist, unheard of. And it just happened that he had listed this attachment for sale, and I asked if the log splitter would go with it. And we made a deal. Works out great. It just wasn't feasible this year for me to go spend a lot of money on a wood splitter, especially when this is only the 2nd year on the wood boiler. I don't want to get heavily invested in this. So only throwing, $300 or $400 at a wood splitter has been fantastic. But enough talking. Sun's going down, great sunset. I got to get to splitting some wood. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.